And that brings me nicely into something that you had been mentioning. So I think we can address it a little bit. So can it be said that Liverpool is actually crumbling, considering the results they've got now, going out of Champions League, losing to Plymouth? In as much as they played what you could call the second string of players, those players had more than enough quality to get over the line against Plymouth, a guy that's just languishing relegation of championship. And now coming up to this, and it's not as though, everybody has mentioned now, this was not a lucky result for Newcastle. Newcastle actually outplayed them. Someone on the face of it, someone would actually think Newcastle were the ones that were the league leaders, and Liverpool were the ones struggling to get into the Champions League places. So with the recent run of results, and even on the field of play, is it going to be too much, or is it going to be rushing to say that Liverpool looks like they're cracking or crumbling at this time of the season? Nandi, let me hear from you because you're the most level-headed person here.
Right. Thanks for the unnecessary compliments. I think there's definitely cause
Well,
for
no more
concern.
compliments for you.
There's cause for concern, definitely. But Liverpool are in the first season with a new manager. As far as we're concerned, they've grossly overachieved.
Worth mentioning. Yep.
Um,
Okay.
already top of the league in the UCL group stage, top of the league in the league. Yeah, to me, it was almost similar to my response to us to Chelsea gaining momentum at the beginning of the season. Like
Too early to call it.
everybody calm down. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I called it. I said everybody calm down because like I know what I you have I had a good profile of the manager. I knew that by this stage of the season, last season with Leicester, even though they won the championship, they were stumbling a lot. So that was already at the back of my mind. It's kind of the same thing. The first season with the new manager who is inexperienced in the Premier League and the toll it takes. And I mean, early results says he's done quite well. This by the way might end up not affecting how quickly they win the league title because now they don't have any distractions. But like I said, if they
Okay.
don't, you could put it down to the
Uh,
relative inexperience of the person
in,
who has
in a
grossly
new league.
overachieved up until now. Yes,
All right.
that would be my take.
Okay. So I see you're shaking your head. You're having some. You're feeling him. You're
Yeah,
feeling him.
I agree with most of the things I said. However,
You know, say that bad dad is looking now. Just saying. Just saying.
I just um, I, I just need to just clear something that I'm not taking anything from Newcastle. They did well. They played well. I'm just pointing out the obvious. This is Newcastle lost 4-0 to a dying Man City. So let us not paint what is not. PSG and Newcastle are not the same level. If you remove Ishak from Newcastle, Newcastle be will be saying something entirely different now. And that's difference between that is the difference that just one single
Hey,
experienced player can bring into a whole team.
what am I sensing?
However,
Why am I
I'm
sensing? Why
not
am I sensing spirit bullets here?
no and I'm being sincere. However, I see Liverpool are they crumbling? Yes, you can say yes, you can say no. Yes, in the sense that you lost two cups. You were in the race for 4 cups, 4 trophies. Now you've lost three, and then you're left with just one. If that is not definition of crumbling, I don't know what definition of crumbling is. However, if they want to further crumble and then lose the league to Arsenal, then that is not crumbling. That is like demolition because I don't understand how do you call that crumbling?
No,
Because as it is, you have
they're not going
13
to lose the
points.
league to Arsenal.
Is it
That is our
13 or 14 points? No. I didn't
16.
see.
16 with
I've,
the game in
I've
hand. Arsenal have a game in
see
hand.
one thing I've understood, like I've learned from football in my years of watching football, is that nothing is impossible. Madrid had no business going into the next round of the Champions League. Atletico Madrid played
Relax, relax. We
180
are coming
minutes
there.
with
Relax.
extra. No, no, no. I'm
Today,
just
today, we
trying
are
to give
coming
you a
there. We are coming
picture
there.
of impossibility is nothing when it comes to football. Football is a sport where you can't say, oh, this can never happen. When at some point, Liverpool were just 4 points ahead, and I had one of my friends on another podcast who was busy doing some postulation and said, if Liverpool can lose this, and then Arsenal can win against West Ham. And the question I asked him is, let Arsenal win West Ham first before we start having that conversation. And it was just like someone heard my voice somewhere and said, okay, let us just give you this one. Arsenal lost to West Ham that weekend. So football is not always 1+1. It's not always as
Okay.
it looks. You'll be
All right.
surprised. You'll be surprised. The way things change in
Actually,
a very short
Sunday,
time.
I will tell you this now. I will tell you this now. I will be surprised if what Henry is about to tell me is going to go in line with Arsenal winning the league title, because he's the one that is very optimistic about Arsenal winning the remainder of our games. On the result of on the evidence of Liverpool's recent run of results, falling out of all the tournaments, leaving them with just the league, and even the competition that they've lost to, the ones that you could expect them to win, considering the way they've been grinding out results and the beautiful brand of football that we are playing at the time. Because I know that there's recently still they've been struggling with some performances, even though Salah had been coming to their rescue. So is it too quick to say Liverpool is crumbling, or we just relax because it's Slot's first season?
All right. See, Tunde was saying a lot of things which I jotted down. Number one, before I even address what he said, number one, I can argue Liverpool are crumbling, but I won't go there. Now, if it was Arsenal, I know what you guys will say. Oh, Arsenal are crumbling. No, Arsenal is weak. There's no spine. There's no this because it's Arsenal. You see how football is. That's exactly, and they're laughing because they know. If it was Arsenal, including you, you're laughing because you know. If it was Arsenal, everyone would say, "Oh, Arsenal, no experience, no spine, no." No, you can't. I need you guys to look at your faces
No
through.
striker.
Why lose me?
Hold on, hold on,
Why
hold on.
lose me?
Hold on. I need you guys to look at your faces through the record and see how I've gotten you guys now because it's something none of you expected. That's why I was waiting for the question. Liverpool, technically, they've crumbled, but let's just put it because I can argue it for days. I'm not just going to waste time on it. First of all, it was always coming. Mind you,
No, there's evidence to back up. There's evidence to back up that statement. That's why I say. So, like Inamdi said, sorry, Henry. Like Inamdi said we should calm down. Like it's Slot's first season. So if even overachieved, you could say they've overachieved considering how well they've done and the gap they've put up in the league. So if you say they're crumbling or they've crumbled this season, it's got to be a fair assessment. It wasn't to play out
no, it's
Newcastle that
not.
is in the same league with them
Um,
that they beat
it's not.
three
Listen,
two zero.
let me talk. Sorry, it's not because on this same
Yeah,
space, we have people that praise
that's
Liverpool
all.
signing off Arsenal and complete, and even on the or Liverpool is this, you they will do this, they will do. So like
See me here.
it's not two
Look at me
side
here.
judgment. Hold on, just hold on. Liverpool, they've crumbled. We can argue it. Now, this is not even the first time. Even Klopp, you remember there was a time they were going for like 4 trophies, and I think they crashed out of like 3 of them. We know Liverpool for this is they're just not sustainable. The only reason why I couldn't argue all the while this year was because a slot came in, and for some reason he's been on top. And to be fair, as an Arsenal fan, we couldn't say anything because it was just disgraceful. But Liverpool have not done too much different or special. It's what we know Liverpool for that is still happening. But no one would say gallantly Liverpool have crumbled. They would, someone like Tunde would even you, just to make it against Arsenal or the like. Because if it was Arsenal that was in this exact same position, we would not even be here. We would have died by now. But Liverpool, they are losing They've literally dropped off.
Bro, be coming down, be coming down, be
No,
coming
no,
down, be coming
No,
down, be
no,
no,
coming
no,
no.
down.
no.
Hold
No,
on.
Nnamdi, Nnamdi, this is time
No,
to time.
solid,
No,
solid.
hold on.
Oh, oh,
Better drink more
Today,
water.
you
Drink
need to
more
drink
water.
some water.
solid.
Today, drink more water because I'm not even done with you. Like, see,
Ah,
the thing is, with Liverpool now, first of all, he's been playing pretty much the same 11, right? So it's something we saw coming. What Nnamdi said is just the pragmatic side. Or he was calm and bit. Or let's not give them to like we knew was thing was no. There were people that were saying Liverpool were the best team in Europe. This that, and I had to suck it in. I had to
They
suck it
were.
in.
They were the best in Europe. They were.
Okay, all right.
they were the best team in
They
Europe.
were no qualms.
It's not.
So we still need to hold them to that standard. If they've fallen out, they've fallen out now. Liverpool really,
Yes.
we are seeing their blushes, and they're not as good as even the PSG that we think we which I was going to get back to, because Tunde said something about Newcastle not being like PSG. I can argue that. I think Newcastle defense is maybe as strong as, if not better than, PSG
Exactly.
defense. Tunde, I'm looking at the numbers. So
Same
very
structure,
structured.
same
I've
system,
watched
same
PSG's
person.
game. I've watched 4 of PSG's game in La Liga in Ligue 1 this year, and I've watched a couple of their games in Champions League. Now, okay.
Yes.
Calm
Catch your
down.
breath. Catch your breath.
Calm down.
You
Because
calm. We're all
I
calm.
just
Be coming down, be
wanted to
coming down.
make
Nah,
that thing clear.
nah.
I just wanted to make
Okay,
that thing clear.
be coming
All
down,
right.
be coming down, be coming down.
Liverpool,
It's okay.
let me just quickly finish the first part. I won't say they've crumbled. It happens to anybody. It's why I when I argue football, maybe I come out emotional sometimes because of the way you guys will hit Arsenal, or maybe what I'm feeling at that moment. Fine. I won't say they've
You know what?
crumbled. It happens, but we've now seen their blushes. Without their first team, they don't look as though they are the same Liverpool. That's one. On Salah's off day, they don't necessarily look like they're even going to score, let alone win. On Salah's off day, you look at their defense,
Yeah.
even Van Dijk and Konate, that they've been saying they are the best defense. So many mistakes. The amount of mistakes Liverpool make. Sometimes you even ask yourself, why don't clubs capitalize on it? So I just want to say they'll probably find
Lack
their
of
way.
quality.
They've been able to open a 12-point gap. By the way, we don't have any outstanding. It's 29 games played. They are passing us to 12 points. They sit on 70 points, and we're on 58 points. So I think technically they are going to win it. My hope is that they don't win it, or at least we don't give them a guard of honor. I think they would win it. And that being said, coming to PSG and Newcastle,
You keep them guard up on the get ready.
if we do, it's all right. It's not the first time we've given Man U and the likes. I've seen worse. It's calm. The only thing that makes a difference is it's Anslot being first year. He's just gonna get a guard of honor. Aside from that, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's why it's surprising me.